Chapter 7. Fill me in. It was a beautiful morning at Eagle High. The students were happily chattering through the hallways, allowing rumors and gossip fly around faster than Middle Eastern breaking news.
Like, ugh, did you hear about Alexis breaking up with David again?
A brunette questioned the blonde beside her.
Like, I know, right? Exclaimed the blonde. This must have been like the 5th time. I say they get back together next week. $20 and they get back together in a day, a boy with ruffled hair chimed in. Deal. Now buzz off, loser.
The blonde patted on the poor defeated kid's face. Yo, did you hear about Snooki getting punched out in the club? A dark-tanned skinned teenager told his comrade with an etched enthusiasm. She got laced the fudge out, man.
Oh snap!
The other replied as he was grooming his slick black hair in front of his locker mirror. Who cares anyways? I hate that Jersey Shore reality show. A bunch of dumb wannabes.
So, are you gonna ask her out?
A 9th grader was asking his friend.
Huh?
Replied the short-statured, meek-looking freshman.
Wait, not now. Later, when she's not with her friends. So, what do you think of him?
Replied a brunette girl who was red from embarrassment.
Oh, he's cute, but I think he is shy,
the girl replied, giggling in her friend's ear. There was a magical vibe bouncing around the school with the usual high school drama. This is what makes an educational facility worth embracing. Moments that could turn into memory within a blink of an eye. The ride through the real-life experiences that a teenager must go through to get to the next level, which is the proverbial adulting stage. Yet, not everyone can enjoy the ride to attain amusement. For some people, the ride does not lie in life itself, but from within. Just ask Bradley Terrence.
Sure does feel lonely at the top,
Bradley muttered as he looked in the boy's restroom mirror.
But I can do this.
He smiled and pointed to his own reflection.
You can do
this,
Bradley.
The motivated athlete said adamantly as he stared into his own baby blues and was super concentrated.
You were meant to be the best that you can be. They need you. I need you. You are number one.
As he was giving himself this small pep talk, a student came out of one of the bathroom stalls. It was none other than Lloyd from his biology class, the one who got embarrassed by the fire-breathing dragoness. The modern-day wannabe greaser then gave Bradley an awkward look after zipping up his pants. He slowly and carefully went to wash his hands as it seems like he heard Bradley's monologue.
Oh, it's you.
Bradley looked at him and then nodded at his shirt.
You like Lil Wayne?
The ladies' man was still feeling uncomfortable after hearing Bradley's braggadocious banter. He then looked at Bradley for a bit with confusion. He then looked at his own shirt, which read YMCMB, then chuckled.
Yeah, man. Young Moolah, baby.
Lloyd gave him a gestured peace sign. Cool, the wide-eyed Bradley said very quickly.
I like listening to music.
All kinds, actually.
If there isn't too much noise in it, I just like a simple, basic, formulaic song with a simplistic hook. Those ones really hit home for me. They hit hard and clear. Truly a hit. You wanna hang out sometime, man? I know we got off on a bad foot. Just wanted to apologize for that. I mean, we could talk more about music.
Hesitated Lloyd as he cupped his own chin and gave Bradley an evaluating eye.
Meh,
Lloyd then shrugged.
Sure thing. Probably later though, broski.
Lloyd then pivoted in his place and rushed out without drying his hands. He then held in a chuckle.
Okay, but...
Bradley then excitedly said as he looked after the Jersey Shore reject. The bathroom door closed.
Oh well,
Bradley shrugged. He looked in the mirror for a bit. The enthusiastic athlete then started to flex. Front lat spread, front double biceps, side chest, rear lat spread, rear double biceps, side triceps. He then finished up his random mini bodybuilding showcase and walked out of the bathroom. As Bradley walked towards his class, he bumped into Dorothy.
Owie!
Whines the pint-sized Hello Kitty aficionado.
You hurt me, you big dum-dum.
Sorry, Bradley said with concern. Are you okay, ma'am?
I'm fine.
The pint-sized, quirky young lady groaned in pain.
Hey, you're Bradley Terrence. My name is Dorothy Kenneth. Oh, silly me, you probably knew that already. You met my cousin Dames in the library. Bradley then remembered. Of course, Dorthkins, is it? Bradley inquired politely. Yeah, you guys are obnoxious. Dorothy looked at him with her mouth open, feeling offended and puzzled by the out-of-pocket remark. I mean, like, not in a bad way. Bradley nervously chuckled, but the damage control he was attempting was causing further damage to the situation. Like, as in a hyperactive and over-the-top neurotic character type of way. Like a cartoon. Silly, yeah, funny. Entertaining. Ha. Well, excuse moi, Mr. Muscle. Dorothy then looked up in the air with her nose high up to the ceiling. You should talk. You don't seem like a run-of-the-mill regular teenage athlete yourself. What is it that you're on? The roids or the juice? I'm on to you. You probably take those magic pills that make you faster and stronger in your football games. At least in your mind. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend, Bradley said in his usual apologetic tone. Is there a problem, Dorthkins? Damien skipped to them, looking at Bradley as if he was the sunshine that just brightened his day. He was wearing his popped collar pink polo shirt and a pair of dark khaki shorts with brown flip-flops. Games, Dorothy groaned to her older cousin like a 5-year-old tattletale. Brad called me a cartoon. The suave Damien looked mighty dapper and relaxed as he listened to his despaired, bratty cousin whining about her situation with the fellow athlete. No, Bradley urgently said as if doing a perfect Shia LaBeouf impression. Don't get me wrong, what I meant was you guys are over the top awesome like a cartoon. No, Dorothy, Damien reassured his baby cousin as he kept staring at the apologetic athlete. We do not feel offended from our own kind. After all, Bradley Terrence is to be considered one of us. Isn't that right, Dorothy? Dorothy said with her hands folded and nose still up in the air. Well, I guess so. So Bradley, Damien asked quickly, I heard you like music? Yeah, I do, Bradley said with zeal. I was having a conversation with the guy in the bathroom about it. It seemed like he was in a hurry, though. Really? The suave prep inquired. Well, that's good to know that you are socializing. Besides, since you have an affinity for music, you sure won't be having a problem continuing to express that interest to us. I know the school band would be delighted to have you work with them. Just say the word and I'll make sure those fools will secure a spot for you. This will solidify your status with the in-crowd. Damien extended his hand. Oh, no man, I can't do it. It's not my thing, really, Bradley explained as he was fumbling through his words. I'm not the guy who loves to roll with the crew. Nothing against you guys, I think you guys are great. It's just that I don't like the whole clique idea. It sounds too cliche, Dorothy blurted. Damien gave her a sharp look. I was gonna say cheesy, the reluctant athlete said in a hesitant tone. But cliche works too. Bradley then combed his gold locks back with his fingers nervously. He then semi-chuckled, hoping his animosity to such a false ideal doesn't ooze from him to these bubblegum pretentious teens. Well, Bradley, Damien said as he flashed his $1,000,000 smile, it's your decision and it is your life, but you know where to find us. If there is anything you need or if you change your mind, just knock on the co-president's room down the hallway. We will welcome you in open arms. Bradley scowled as he was feeling a bit annoyed at this point. It won't be necessary, but thanks for the gesture anyways, Bradley said in a slightly aggravated tone. I gotta go to class. Nice talking to both of you. The agitated athlete then hurriedly brushed past them, slightly shoulder-bumping the preppy head honcho. Damien scoffed, while looking after his prospect with a crooked smile on his face. Dorothy was also smiling. When he was out of sight, the dubious duo simultaneously frowned in disgust. You want me to take him out, Dames? Dorothy threatened.
You mean on a date? Damien said sardonically.
Not necessarily, numbskull. There is only one way to break Bradley and turn him to our side. How? Dorothy quickly replied.
Bradley has to die, Damien replied.
Get out of here, Dorothy gasped enthusiastically. You serious, Cuzzo? Because I can get...
Metaphorically speaking, my trigger-happy relative of mine, Damien corrected. Bradley Terrence must die, but Big Brad must remain.
Who's Big Brad?
Dorothy asked in her innocent tone.
Fool, Damien snapped, as he lightly smacked the back of his baby cousin's head.
Get with the program. Big Brad is our version of Bradley once he decides to integrate within the organization. We need his sheer strength and intimidating physique, his will and determination to win, his brute stubbornness to get what he wants. All of these qualities should serve a purposeful benefit to us. It should round out and strengthen the foundations of our clique, Dorothy exclaimed in astonishment as she was rubbing the back of her head. There's only one way to do it, Damien said in a grim tone. Dorothy looked at him for a bit and had a perplexed expression on her face. Bring in the nerds, Damien quipped as he turned towards his trusty confidant with a raised eyebrow.
Yuck, yuck, yuck!
A large, shrilling, nerdy laugh echoed the hallways.
Oh, sorry,
Dorothy apologized as she pulled out her phone.
That was my ringtone.
She then swiped whatever was on her screen, then turned it off. Damien looked at her curiously. Now why in heaven's name would you put a nerd laugh as a ringtone? Damien asked as he tilted his head sideways.
That's from Revenge of the Nerds, Dorothy said all joyfully. I love that movie. It's so rad. A bona fide classic.
Okay? Damien replied with a slight smirk as he walked a few steps ahead of her. A retro mood we are in, aren't we? The preppy high school senior then swiveled in his place suddenly. He then pointed his finger in a cross-eyed Dorothy's face as she almost ran headfirst into him. By the way, you're a bizarre cookie, Damien reminded his odd job of a relative of his.
I know, Dorothy simply rebutted. You're not too shabby yourself when it comes to some kookiness. Runs in the family, I guess.
Not necessarily, Damien scoffed as he waved his hand in the air. It seems you're the special kind from our dynasty.
Why, thank you,
Dorothy replied as she pinched her own cheeks and smiled from ear to ear. Damien sighed. Come now, the preppy chap ordered his female compatriot. Chop chop, to class we shall go.
Yuck, yuck, yuck!
The ringtone went off again, creeping the hallways and leaving its imprint. Shrill echoes bounce around and about through time and space.